नीचे दे दो. Hello. Hello. Namaste. Good afternoon to you all here in Kuwait, and good evening to those joining us from India. I'm Smita Patil, First Secretary Political and Commerce, Embassy of India, Kuwait. On behalf of the Embassy of India, Kuwait, I welcome you all, especially those who have joined us online from India and elsewhere. Wish you all a very happy, healthy and prosperous New Year 2021. Before we begin, let us remember to follow all COVID-19 related protocols. To all those who are present here in the auditorium, please wear your masks and continue to wear it throughout the program. And let us all be safe as we go ahead with the program. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Today, we are here for a virtual buyer-seller meet on marine products organized by the Embassy of India, Kuwait in collaboration with MPEDA, India. Though most of our participants are online, they have joined us virtually. It is heartening that a few of you have joined us here in the Embassy Auditorium. A warm welcome to you all. I welcome His Excellency Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Ambassador Sibi George, and Mr. K.S. Srinivas, Chairman MPEDA, for today's program. Our guest of honor today, Dr. Reem Ghazi Al-Fulazi, Deputy Director for Technical Affairs, Assistant Under Secretary, Public Authority for Food and Nutrition, which is called PAFN, Kuwait, had joined us here in the auditorium. We welcome Dr. Reem and her team member, Mr. Faisal Al-Rashidi, from the Department of Imported Food, PAFN, Kuwait. A warm welcome to you both. Let me also welcome Mr. Mashal, President, Seafood Exporters Association of India, Kerala region, India. We look forward to listening to both of you later in the program. Let me just introduce you to the structure of today's program. We will have the first session now, which is about overview of seafood market in Kuwait. And we will explore the seafood market, the regulatory aspects, as well as industry experiences from both India and Kuwait. After this session, we will have a dedicated virtual buyer-seller meet, which will follow after a break of 5 minutes. During the buyer-seller meet, individual exporters from India will present to importers from Kuwait one by one. Each exporter will have a slot that will be after this overview session. Now we begin with our first session. At the outset, let me invite His Excellency Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Ambassador Sibi George, to deliver his keynote speech. Please welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by wishing you all a very happy and healthy New Year 2021. It gives me a great pleasure to address you all today and welcome you all to today's conference, which is our first virtual event in this new year under the theme Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is Self-Reliant India. It is Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, his vision to make India a global manufacturing hub, tapping into our abundant natural resource base and employing our strong human resource capital. Today, the trade and commercial prospects for one of India's major resources, marine resources. With 7,516 kilometers long coastline, India is richly endowed with an abundance of marine flora and fauna. Consequently, marine products of a great quality and quantity are available for cultivation in India. Coming from the Indian state of Kerala, where the backwaters build a context for the large part of our geographical, social and cultural lives, and the ocean and its products produce uh, excellent. I have a great appreciation for all the things which is marine. In Kerala, it is also defined by another phenomenon for a long time. That, of course, is our close and continuous contact with the Arab countries. Not just Kerala, but the entire western coast of India has been in close contact with the people on the other shore of the Arabian Sea. For centuries, Arabian traders traversing the sea in their sailing ships formed a major trade and commerce connection between the east and the west. Those or small sailing ships or the large ships from Kuwait were instrumental in linking our two cultures. On return from India, they brought cereals and spices and textiles and other products of everyday use. This marine contact has enriched India and it has brought together the two civilizations. Dear friends, India and Kuwait are separated only by the Arabian Sea between them, meaning that we are closest of the neighbors, and our close bilateral relationship reflects this proximity and understanding of each other. Our trade and commerce relationship is robust and is growing further. India is a major source of food grains and other produce, helping ensure food supply in Kuwait. Fisheries products are a major part of our bilateral trade, with India being the largest source of seafood imported into Kuwait. The major products that are imported from India include fish, notably pomfret, prawns and crabs, etc. In 2019, India exported seafood worth about USD 30 million to Kuwait. And last year, of course, 2020 was an extraordinary year. With the difficulties, all parts of our lives were affected by the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. We went out far less often. We did not visit restaurants as we used to do earlier. Consequently, the demand for seafood was affected globally. Even then, India exported marine products worth about 7 billion US dollars, and our export to Kuwait was also sizable. It is commendable that the Indian seafood exporters have adopted rigorous quality standards and SOPs to follow COVID-19 related protocols to ensure that when the product reaches our table, it only brings happiness and no anxieties with it. It's a vital requirement for the times we are in, and I'm happy that our producers and exporters ensure that COVID-19 stays away from our plates and our homes. As this year progresses further and hopefully demand normalizes, Indian exports will pick up and consumers in Kuwait and elsewhere will be able to relish their favorite seafood dishes. It is thus an ideal time for Indian exporters and Kuwaiti importers to come together and discuss the prospects of their trade and make preparations for the future. We have a very impressive line of speakers joining us today. I am happy to welcome Shri K.S. Srinivas, the Chairman of Marine Products Export Development Authority, India, whose dynamic leadership and engagement in promoting exports of marine products from India is helping Indian exporters to reach newer markets. I am sure that his remarks will help you all gain further insights in seafood industry in India and its prospects in Kuwait. I am very happy to welcome our guest of honor today, Dr. Reem Al-Fulaji, Deputy Director of Public Authority for Food and Nutrition, State of Kuwait. As a representative of the regulating body in Kuwait, responsible for import of fisheries and related products, I am sure that she will be able to share her insights to help promote quality import from India. A detailed presentation from her colleague Mr. Faisal Al-Rashidi, all aspects of sea import from the Kuwaiti regulators' perspective would be of great utility to all our participants from India today. We look forward to your remarks and presentation. We have also industry representatives from Kuwait and India joining us today. Due to COVID, of course, the number of people present in this auditorium is very less. I'm happy that people are watching this on virtually through our social media handles. I am sure that in this meeting, the experiences of Mr. Mashal Ahmad Al Jarki, Group CEO of Mr. Alex K. Nainan, President, Seafood Exporters Association of India in Kerala region will be useful for all participants who are attending today's conference. Once again, I welcome you all to this important gathering. I wish everyone a success in the year 2021. Hope that the participants for today, be able to develop some useful contacts with each other and help promote the seafood trade between India and Kuwait in coming days. We at the embassy, particularly our commercial section, is always available for any support or guidance. Once again, thank you and best wishes.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks and for giving us the larger context of the trade in marine products between India and Kuwait. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Mr. K.S. Srinivas, Chairman of Marine Products Export Development Authority, India. Mr. Srinivas is a 1997 batch officer of the Indian Administrative Service of Kerala Kada. He is a graduate in BTech Electronics, and thereafter he did an MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. In his administrative career, he has worked in various capacities, including as sub-collector, Fort Kochi, district collector in Kannur and Palakkad districts. He has worked as director in various departments such as industries, commerce, sports and youth affairs, CEO in national games, and as secretary in Department of Industries, Health and Family Welfare, etc. He was also joint secretary in the Department of Agriculture at the central government. He has been chairman of MPEDA, which is an affiliated body of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, from August 2018 onwards. Over to you, sir.
His Excellency Ambassador C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Kuwait. Today's guest of honor, Dr. Reem Gaji Al-Fulai, Deputy Director for Technical Affairs, Public Authority for Food and Nutrition, State of Kuwait. First Secretary, Srimati Smita Patil, Embassy of India, Kuwait. And all other guests who are participating from India and also from Kuwait, and my colleagues from MPEDA and my other distinguished guests. I feel very happy because such an event is happening today. And we feel that there is tremendous potential for trade between, especially in marine products, between India and Kuwait. I would like to say that India is the fourth largest exporter in the seafood, and we are having a market share of more than 4% in the entire world. And last year, we have exported marine products worth almost $6.8 billion, and around 13 lakh metric tons of marine products were exported from India. And as you know, 2020-21, current year, is a very, very difficult and different year. I did not explain why. Everybody has gone through different difficult times, and we only hope that the new year will bring us cheer and happiness to everyone. And like any other sector, seafood sector also has suffered a lot during this COVID year. And it has become all rules have been changed. Whatever is there normally, every normal circumstances have changed, and a new normal situation has been defined now. And every sector is geared up to meet the new challenges and to define the new normal. So we are also no exception to that, and we have geared up for this, and then all our exporters, all our key players in the entire value chain have geared up for this new normal situation. And I'm very happy, I'm very proud that the entire seafood industry has lived up to the expectations of the government, and then they are continuously they are doing their activities without any break. And obviously, there are many doubts about the COVID restrictions, the COVID protocols. Customers will have a lot of doubts whether the Indian processors are following these COVID
Volume
protocols,
product. Yeah.
whether the products are safe, hygiene, like that. So a lot of such apprehensions may be there. That is why uh, to answer their queries and then to create a kind of a confidence to assure them that Indian seafood is safe, healthy, and hygienic. We have come out with COVID protocol guidelines, and then we have given to all the processing plants, all the members of the value chain, and we have also come out with a video, a 3-minute video, and this video talks about what type of COVID protocols the entire value chain, right from harbors to the port, because the things will start from harbor, because our fishermen will go to the sea and then they catch fish, they catch prawns and all that. Then of course we also have a very big aquaculture industry in the country, and there of course we are our farmers are culturing vanamai, the white vanamai prawns, and all these things are all processed, which are there in almost all the states, all the coastal states. And then finally, when we send them to other countries, we have to take them to the ports. So the ports also play a major role, and then protocols are also required. So in this entire value chain, the protocols have to be followed, and otherwise there will be a problem. There may be rejections, and then there may be problems from the importing countries. So to answer these, we have come out with proper guidelines, and then we have circulated these guidelines. We are ensuring that all these guidelines are being followed by all the players in the entire value chain. And we have come out with a video, and then this video has been shared with all the embassies, including Kuwait, and I'm sure some of you would have seen this. And also to create awareness and to assure the audiences, the consumers in some of our important markets, like the North America, like the Middle East, that includes Kuwait and the Northern Africa and Europe. We started a branding campaign recently in the last 15 days back. I think we started brand creation for Indian seafood. And then this 20 seconds ad film is being telecast in the BBC channel. I'm sure some of you would have seen that channel. I would like to get some feedback from you also when you are speaking to us. So this is the scenario, and we are taking all the steps, and then we are assuring all our customers wherever they are that the Indian seafood is safe, healthy, and hygienic. And I assure the customers that all the protocols are being followed by our processors and by our workers, by our farmers, and everybody. So this is what I wanted to say in the beginning. Then coming to Kuwait, Kuwait, I think in 1920 we have done a business worth around 28 million US dollars, and we have exported almost 4,500 metric tons of marine products to Kuwait. And I understand the three important products are the frozen shrimps. As everybody knows that frozen shrimp is the most important product that is getting exported from India. We have almost 40% market share in the United States, and in most of the other countries also we have a very good market share. So the frozen shrimp has been India's number one product, and without any surprise, in Kuwait also, our frozen shrimp has become very popular, thanks to the Indian population there, and a lot of Indian population is there, and also the local demand is very high for the frozen shrimps. Along with this, we also exporting chilled items and frozen fish items also uh, to Kuwait. And uh, I would like to mention here that I understand that some of the Kuwait-based companies, they are importing Indian seafood, especially the shrimps and all that. Then they do a lot of value addition, and then they re-export to other countries. So what I request to the such players is that please come here, please come to India, please come to India, because we have very good production of shrimps here. Almost 7.5 to 8 lakh metric tons of shrimp production is happening in the country, and I'm sure in the next 3 4 years it is going to increase, and many more lands are going to be brought under aquaculture in the country in the next few years. So there is abundant availability of raw material here. So my request to the companies which are interested to do value addition. So instead of taking the raw material to Kuwait and then doing value addition there, if they can come here and they can set up some factories here, I'm sure some of our exporters also, some of our processing people, some of our people are also interested to have joint ventures with such people from Kuwait. And then the Indian government is openly inviting the foreign investors with a 100% FDI. We have 100% FDI, that is foreign direct investment in the marine sector. So as per the government of India policy, so FDI is 100% allowed. So I'm sure there will be some interest in this aspect, and I also assure all such people that Embeda will be very happy to handhold with them, will be able to facilitate such investments in the country. So I also understand so many exporters are also attending this meeting, and there is going to be a virtual buyer-seller meet immediately after this official function. And I hope this virtual business buyer-seller meet will be useful to both the buyers and sellers. And then I'm sure I understand there is a one-to-one meetings between buyers and sellers. This definitely will enhance the business between India and Kuwait. And then in the new year in 2021, I'm sure the business will prosper. So with these words, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Embassy of India in Kuwait, especially Ambassador Sri C.B. George. Uh, Sir, I don't know whether you remember me or not. I met you in Brussels when you were in Switzerland, when you were having charge of Switzerland, and also I think Vatican. Uh, so I think I don't know. I think 2 years back, 2 years back, I think I met you in the ambassador's house in Brussels. So I'm very happy to renew our association. And you also belong to Kerala, and of course I'm a half Malayali now with my 20, 23, 24 years of working in Kerala. Even though I belong to Andhra, but nobody knows me in Andhra, but everybody knows me in Kerala only. So I'm very happy to renew my association with you, and my best wishes to all the participants. And I hope this meet will be useful in enhancing your business prospects in this 2021. Thank you very much once again.
Thank, thank you, Mr. K. Srinivas, for your insightful remarks. Thank you, sir. We hope that information you shared will be very useful to our participants from Kuwait, especially to understand the regulatory rigor which marine products exported from India, especially in the COVID 19 context, are subjected to. I now invite our guest of honor today, Dr. Reem Al Fulaji, Deputy Director. Please welcome Dr. Reem Al Fulaji.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here today. I represent the Public Authority for Food and Nutrition Kuwait. We care about food safety in Kuwait. So there are certain guidelines that exporters who wish to do business with Kuwait in regards to food, they have to follow and they have to stick to that. I have my colleague here, Mr. Faisal Al-Rashidi, who will give us a proper guidelines on the important notes about exporting aquatic and marine products to Kuwait. But I would like to take this opportunity just to inform you that we look forward here in Kuwait to strengthen the collaboration between India and Kuwait in respect to food, because the products from India plays a major role in food security in Kuwait. Nevertheless, we need to enhance that further, keeping in mind that we stick to the guidelines. Now, when we are discussing about aquatic food products, and namely shrimps, you are aware that in 2017, there was the white spot disease. Ever since, there was no update on the situation of India on the for food safety in PAFN, in my organization. We look at the health status of each and every country through the OIE. So if there is no information regarding a specific country, and if it was there, and it is there since 2017, will never be removed unless there is an update on the health situation of the country on the OIE official website. So this is where I take this opportunity to encourage your good self to update the aquatic health status of India on the OIE for us to look into the matter again, because we all are looking forward to lift the ban on the shrimps and continue working and having your valuable products to Kuwait. So if there is a take-home message, this take-home message will be, please update your aquatic health for us to do the needful and lift the ban. So thank you again, everybody. We look forward to enhance the collaboration, and I now give the floor to Mr. Faisal Al-Rashidi because he has the official presentation. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Ambassador, thank you for having us here and giving me this opportunity to explain about the regulation of Public Authority for Food and Nutrition on controlling the imported food to Kuwait, including the marine products. First of all, my name is Faisal Al-Rashidi. I work in the Food Imported Department, which is the department responsible about checking all the imported food that comes to Kuwait. I hope the slide is going on. Yeah, okay. The Food Regulatory Authority in Kuwait. We are in the Public Authority for Food and Nutrition. The Kuwait government in 2013 established the PAFN, because before establishing the Public Authority for Food and Nutrition, we the food-related department used to be in different ministry, which is making it hard for the importer and the exporter dealing with us. But after establishing the Public Authority for Food and Nutrition, all the responsibility about the controlling the food, including the imported food, under the umbrella of the PAFN. Next slide. Food Imports Department, which is my department. It has two main responsibilities. One, to make sure that all the imported food that comes to Kuwait are fit for human consumption and comply with the standards. Also, to facilitate the clearance of these products on the borders. Standard and regulations. What control our work in the Food Imports Department is the GSO standard, which is a specific GCC standard, which is issued by the GCC Standard Organization. Also, what controls our work is the GCC Guide for Control on Imports Food. And this is as a guideline for us. Next slide. Also, what controls our work is the Food Import Regulation in Kuwait, which is 19/2017, and also the local official circulars, which comes from the Technical Committee or the Supreme Committee. And also all standards that we are requiring that based on the scientific evidence. What required documents and certification that we required with all shipment? The next slide. What we require with all food shipment is this documentation. And one of the most important is the health certificate, that it must become from the component authority, government component authority from India. Also the halal slaughter certificate and all these certification. Next slide. The goods on the shipment and making and telling that this food are fit for human consumption and comply with the standard. This certificate, it must be original copy or electronic copy and must be verified. Also, this certificate, it must be issued from the component authority in the country of origin. Also, this certificate must describe the goods of the shipment in Kuwait. And this is an example of Indian certificate for marine products. Also, one of the required, next slide, the halal certificate. I think in the marine products we don't require it, but this is briefly to know our work. We require halal certificate from halal certificate for the animal products. Next slide. This is a sample of halal certificate. Next slide. Next slide. This is very important, the common mistake in the health certificate. Depending on our records, following mistakes are always repeated in the health certificate in the food shipment. And this certificate will make the shipment, the clearance of the shipment will make it delay. One of the most repeated mistake is that not all required details of the imported goods are covered. Like in the health certificate, there is no the weight of the product, number of packaging, the invoice number. Also, one of the common mistake is the difference between the date in the health certificate and the goods in the backing list. There is different of the date. Also, the certificate is not issued from official recognized body. Sometimes the health certificate, some companies, they bring it from their own company, the exporter company, which is not accepted. The required health certificate being dated before the production of the date. This is some of the mistakes. And next slide. And to make sure and to avoid this mistake of the certificate, please, you can contact us through our official channels, the email, or the importers can come to our department to check all these certificates and give the approval before you start exporting. Also, we in Kuwait, next slide, please. We check the pesticides, residues, and the antibiotics. Next slide. Our inspectors in the border, once they receive the shipment on the borders, they will follow these standards. One, they will check the specific standard of the product. For example, the chilled fish, they will check the 380 GSO 380 chilled fish standard. Also, the inspectors, our inspector on the border, they will check the labeling standard on the product. This is very important. It must be in Arabic. It must has all the required details in these GSO standards. Also, the inspector will check the additives permit for use in the food, the GSO standard 2500. Also, we require the nutritional labeling on the packaging of the food, including the marine food. Also, our inspectors on the border, they will check the GSO 150, which is about the expiration dates for food products. Next slide, please. These, like we have too many standards for too many products. These like some standards for marine products. Next slide, please. Here you can find all the standards for all products in this website in the GCC standardization organization. Next slide. This is the questions like we asked for the marine products. What are the certification needed for export in Kuwait? We just described it. The health certificate is required. It must has description of the goods. The second part is to have the health attestation saying that this product is fit for a human consumption. Which are the fast moving chilled or frozen seafood in Kuwait? I guess both of them, like people buying chilled and frozen food, maybe people like chilled food, but once you go to the restaurants and maybe hotels, they buy frozen fish or shrimps. So both of them are really in the Kuwait market. What is the percent import duty in the fish and chilled foods? This duty will taken by the customs. The fresh fish and shrimps, they have no duty on them. The frozen shrimps, which is not manufactured, it has no duty on this product. Frozen fish only has 5% of duty, and this is will be taken by the customs of Kuwait. Next slide. Yes. What is the current volume of fresh imports food by day? We approximately receive by the Kuwait airport from 40 to 60 tons a day. What is the scope of dried marine? I think we here use the dried shrimp or the prawns too much in Kuwait, but also there is too many people buy dried fish, but mostly dried shrimp. Is there any impact on COVID-19? Yes, like in the COVID-19 period, like almost 70 or 80% of the marine products goes down because because of the stopping of all airplanes and these shipments. But the local market was working, but we had like 70 to 80% drop down. What is the forecast of Kuwait market next 6 months? It's the same. We usually use these or receive per a day 40 to 60 tons. Will be continued. Food Imports Department offers importers a service to pre-check. We encourage the importers to come, or the exporter to contact us through our official channels to get all the information about the certification, about the GSO standard, and get the approval before any shipments. The next slide is our official channels, and this is my presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reem and Mr. Faisal, for your very detailed and informative presentation, and for also covering many of the questions that Indian exporters of seafood to Kuwait had. And I'm sure our participants have learnt a lot from this presentation. Let us now have an industry experience. For this, I request Mr. Mashal Ahmed Al-Jaki, Group CEO, Al-Thika Group of Companies, Kuwait, to share his experiences of doing business with Indian seafood exporters, and also an overview for the benefit of our Indian participants of the seafood market in Kuwait. Over to you, Mr. Jaki.
Yes, thank you, Your Secretary. At the beginning, I'd like to greet everybody in this event, in this great event actually. At the first beginning, I would like to thank His Excellency, Mr. Sharif, your kind self, and the second secretary, Mr. Fahad, yes, and if you allow me to add the presentation we have, I'm sure that His Excellency covered a lot of the relation between Kuwait and India, but I will not spend that much on that subject because I'm sure everybody knows about the relation between Kuwait and India. Before the independence of Kuwait, a lot of trade between the two countries, especially in the commodities, rice, spices, so on other products and non-products.
Hello. I'm sorry for interrupting, Mr. Al-Jaki. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Your voice was not very clear, so maybe we could do something about it.
No, is it clear now?
This is better. This is better.
It's better?
Yes. Please speak slowly and loudly.
Yeah, sure. I guess there is, if you can mute your, please, your...
We can see your screen, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm still hearing. you just can, I'm hearing myself. If you can mute it,
Yes, please continue.
thank you. So basically about the relation between Kuwait and India, everybody knows about that relation. Previously, Kuwait used to trade with a lot with India. Actually, even our currency was named rupee, and a lot of our language actually it was imported from India. Now, if we see the food consumption, seafood consumption in Kuwait, Kuwait is approximately around 4, let's say, to 5 million. It's the population as of 2020. The consumption of seafood per capita in Kuwait is the second after Oman. We are, as Kuwaitis, we consider to be one of the most highest consuming population or consuming country in the GCC. The seafood imports in Kuwait have been doubled in the past decade, especially the last 5 years. I would like to take you through some of the key factors and numbers that we have witnessed in the past, let's say 10 years, starting from 2007. The imports in Kuwait and the seafood, I'm talking not about Adana or the Thiqa, we're talking about in generally. It used to be $56 million. It went up to almost 100, and it ended up in 2019 around $200 million. And if we can see the exporters to Kuwait as countries, it used to be in 2016 dominated by Pakistan and then India, Turkey, Egypt, and Norway. However, due to the white spot disease, Norway was out of the top 5, and the UAE came into to compete with, of course, with Turkey and Iran. All of you know that Iran, we get most of our imported fresh seafood. It comes from Iran. However, India now took the lead into the exports to Kuwait or imports to Kuwait. Now I want to take you through Thiqa, where we come from, and we are really proud to own one of the, or it is the oldest and the biggest seafood company in the region, which is the GCC and Kuwait, which is called Adana. Adana is our brand name. And we own another company that is called Al Misila. These are some of our brands and products where we do and does here in Kuwait in our added value factory. These are manufactured in Kuwait. We do added value products, refreezing, repacking, co-packing, and we are almost dominating the market with our fresh seafood shops. Now, Adana was established in 1970. We used to do trolling as well in Kuwait. However, from 2019, 17 until now, we are not doing that activity due to the abandon of the trolling in the local sea of Kuwait. Based on that, our consumption from India was tripled almost, because people started not to be able, and the catch of whatever fresh shrimps that we're catching here from Kuwait is not coping with the demand that is happening in the seafood market. Of course, we're covering all the co-ops with our products, frozen, fresh. We are catering to the MOD, which is Ministry of Defense. We got into the public distribution system as well. Now in Thiqa, through Adana, in let's say 2018, we used to get around 2.7 million worth dollars through 2019 5, and in 2020 we're really proud that we reached $15,500,000 which is equivalent to 2,000 tons per year. That takes us to be the biggest company in Kuwait to import seafood, shrimps from India. Going through our other subsidiaries, we own a brand name that is called, it's a restaurant, it's a QSR, which is quick service restaurant. It's called Shrimpy. Shrimpy is the first GCC and in the region fast food, seafood brand that is owned by the company as well. In Shrimpy, we consume on a yearly basis more than 30 million shrimps on a yearly basis. Currently, we're catering and operating into Lebanon, Dubai, Qatar is coming, Saudi Arabia, inshallah, is coming very soon. And of course, from Shrimpy, we have started our frozen product to be sold to the consumer as a frozen product, not a final product where you can have it from the restaurant. Now, speaking about the opportunities and our plans, where we want to be and what are our aims, I guess that it's really essential and important to us that we invest into seafood aqua farming, especially shrimps, because our power is in the shrimps today in the company. And we would love to, we've been actually trying to identify a couple of aqua shrimp farming in India where we want to engage with, and we want to probably acquire and either to partnership or fully acquire those, let's say, shrimp farms. That is our aim. We will continue. We have that in our plans for 2020, 2021 and 2022. And on top of that, we are thinking as well of having another factory which is in Saudi Arabia by 2023, inshallah. If everything goes well, we will continue to grow either by investing in aqua farming or in manufacturing as well. We hope, of course, as Dr. Reem mentioned, to solve the problem between on importing the head-on shrimps to Kuwait, which is really important to us. And on top of that, we will continue to be supplying Kuwait public distribution system, which we are catering to around 2.6 million people whom are registered under that system. Currently, we are providing them with shrimps, pomfret, which is Zbedi, and hamur. Actually, Zbedi and which is pomfret and shrimps are being supplied by India and approved by the Ministry of Commerce of Kuwait. Speaking about pomfret, I guess that it would be really great opportunity if there are some, let's say, organizations who can take that and establish a Zubedi farms in Kuwait. You know, in Kuwait, we really love having Zubedi. It's like the delicate fish that everybody would want to have. And the price of it is becoming ridiculous to some people. That's why we started to import it from Iran, and then we started to have it as a frozen from India, while we're having it in our system, public distribution system. If there is anybody who is interested or have a solution on how to establish or develop an aqua farming or Zubedi farming about that, I would love that they speak to us directly as well. And that's it, I guess. This is everything that we wanted to speak about. We're glad again to be here to speak to you, gents, and to establish, let's say, a new business relationship with the suppliers. Just speaking out to Mr. Srinivas, you said, come to India. I just wanted to tell you that I have visited Andhra, Chennai, and we stayed there for almost 7 days. I got food poison 2 times there. But next time I'll try not to eat. I'll bring my food from Kuwait actually. We went to Andhra and we met Monanji, we met Southern Tropical, we met Royal Marine. They are our, to be honest, I don't want to call them our suppliers, but they are really our partners. Most of the success that we're having here in Kuwait, alhamdulillah, is because of their dedication and so. As well, on top of them, Grow and Agro and Sharuf. Sharuf, they supply us with the fresh, the fresh seafood. Thank you again, and we would love to meet with you in person, inshallah, very soon after this pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mishal Al-Jaki, for your valuable insights and presentation. We wish all success to your enterprise and hope that your business with India grows in future further. And we are happy to know about your future plans in India, in seafood sector especially. We have an official national aquatic surveillance program operated by the Department of Fisheries, which is very rigorous to monitor and control aquatic diseases. And the Department of Fisheries is very soon going to come out with a report shortly. We will also follow up on that, and we will continue to be in contact with PAFAN in Kuwait and MPEDA in India, so that there are institutional channels of communication between the two regulatory authorities. Next, we have another experience sharing element, this time from India. I invite Mr. Alex K. Nainan, President, Seafood Exporters Association of India, SEAI, Kerala region, India. Mr. Nainan heads Baby Marine, one of the earliest seafood exporting houses from India. It was started by his father K.C. Ninan and his brothers in 1969. The company today, Baby Marine International, has also established an online platform, which is a very important thing especially in the COVID-19 context, and for regular delivery of fresh fish. The platform is called Daily Fish. This is for online retail sales of fresh fish products in domestically in India, of course. Over to you, Mr. Nanan.
Thank you, ma'am. His Excellency Ambassador Sri Shibi George, Embassy of India in Kuwait, Sri K. Srinivas, Chairman MPDA, Sri Karthikeyan, Director MPDA. I have Madam Dr. Reem, Mr. Faisal Al-Rashidi, Mr. Marshall, and Dr. Anil and Dr. Jibin, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the warm introduction about me. And I represent the Seafood Exporters Association of India in Kerala. So we have 9 coastal states. The association is an all-India association, and each state has a president, and we all report to the national association. So majority of my work or my job has already been stated by Chairman MPDA, and he has given an excellent briefing also about the industry in general. Now, what I have to tell you here, or probably what I am here, is to assure you regarding the quality of the Indian seafood presently. Now, we have come a very long way from where we used to be more than a decade back. Now, India has reached its highest turnover in seafood, and it's still growing, as Chairman MP has mentioned, and we are still growing. We are having more lands in the under aquaculture, so our production is still going up. So we have to say here is the 100% of our factories are HACCP approved, and we have factories, a lot of factories that are approved by BRC and ISO standards as well. And over and above these factories, a majority of them are approved by Walmart, Cisco, Costco, etc. So we have all our controls in place, and we have state-of-the-art factories in India right now. And we, as I earlier mentioned, our exports are really going up, and it was quite unfortunate that our exports to Kuwait showed a decline. And I think this was mainly attributed in the year 2017 and 18, where there was a drastic drop, nearly dropped by about, two-thirds. There's a two-third drop in the year 2017 and 18. But slowly we are catching up, but we definitely wish to expand our capacities, and we really wish to increase our turnover into Kuwait as well. Because Kuwait has been a good market for us. And as Madam Reem had already mentioned, so there is an issue between India and the Kuwait in the WSS scenarios. So we have already taken it up with the Indian government, and they are working it out. And I think it is supposed to come from the Ministry of Fisheries from India, which very soon they will have a reply on this. And the other thing, what I need to really inform you, see, we have a proper disease control measure all over India. And our farmers, which means that any product that is coming in India, especially the seeds of Vanamai shrimp, is all well tested. And after that, the farmers also do their testing. And there is surveillance by Indian agencies. I think about 24 agencies do their surveillance also. I mean, of course, there may be some here and there, some minor issues are there as well. But still, we are here to assure you that our products are of high standards, and we have come a long way. And we are really looking forward. Now, I have to tell you another thing is we have a lot of varied products also. We have sea material, like we are strong in squids, we are strong in cuttlefish. And other sea cod shrimps are there, more than aquaculture. We have sea cod shrimps as well, like Penis indicus and Semisilicatus and various other products. So this is an area which probably we really can work also on till the WSS issue has been sorted. Then, of course, there are a lot of varieties of fishes as well. And now what we are looking forward is we are definitely looking for a good tie-up with some good companies in Kuwait. As Mr. Marshall had mentioned, we are also, our companies here are willing to do production for them back in India, and we can do the final product in India, so that you can avoid all the unnecessary labor or whatever. Because as you know, the labor cost in India comparatively is much lower than in Kuwait. So we can definitely do the final product here and get it across to you, and probably you can have a better margin also there. So we are definitely interested in collaborating with companies in Kuwait for setting up the product line here in India. So as you are aware, our Prime Minister also has announced the Make in India scheme, where everybody can really benefit out of it. And with these words, I think I'll conclude, and I'll look forward for the interactive session. So for another meeting, I'm here with the chairman in PDA. So fortunately, we just got into the same room. Anyway, thank you so much, and I wish everyone the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nayanan, for your remarks. With this, we come to the end of presentations. We will now have a brief question and answer sessions, though a lot of the questions that we had collected from our Indian exporter participants have been addressed already during the course of presentations. We will now have this session moderated by Mr. Anil Kumar P., Joint Director Marketing of Empeda, India. Mr. Anil Kumar, can we have you on screen, please?
Yeah. Thank you, madam, and a very good afternoon to each and every one of you from Kuwait as well as from India. And I wish you all a happy new year. As informed by Ms. Smita, that a lot of questions has been received from the exporters. This shows the interest of the exporters in the market. And unfortunately, due to the constraint of time, we may not be able to address all the questions, but few questions and another 5 to 10 minutes, I would bring it up to the attention of the honorable speakers. from Kuwait. And please feel free to answer whichever questions you are comfortable in answering. And the first question is about social media. In India also the social media plays a very, very important role. So the question is, what is the role, whether seafood marketing is done in social media platforms as well as e-commerce platforms in Kuwait? This is one of the questions. These are questions received from the exporters who are participating in this in this webinar and the buyer seller meet. I would request any one of the speakers, or if Mr. Marshal Ahmad Al Jaki can answer that, that would be wonderful. Can you hear us, Mr. Marshal?
Meanwhile, can we have next question, please?
Yeah. The next question is about the distribution channel for fish and seafood fish products in Kuwait. You see, in most of the markets, you have mainly two distribution channels. Importer imports it, and then the distributor distributes it to supermarkets, and there is another distribution channel to the food service segment. So we would like to know, our exporters would like to know what is the distribution channels in Kuwait, and what is the share of the different distribution channels in Kuwait?
Mr. Anil, since we have this setting in auditorium where this is the podium only from where one can speak, let us do one thing. We can collect some of the questions meant for Kuwaiti speakers here, and we will follow up on them, because I think majority of the questions were already included in the presentation. Maybe some other questions which Empeda could answer could be taken now.
Yeah, okay. So one thing which I would like to, again, Mr. Nainan, my colleague from the export industry, has already mentioned it about the control or disease status, WSSP status. I would like to just add on to that. I would say that we have, he said, and you also mentioned about the National Disease Surveillance Program in India, operated under the Department of Fisheries, Government of India. In addition to that, we have a very well set system of controlling the introduction of diseases into the country. We have a state-of-the-art aquatic quarantine facility in Chennai, where all the broodstock imported into the country are quarantined and tested for all the OIE listed diseases before it being introduced into the country. So as you are aware, all the broodstock for vanamycin production is imported mainly from US and a few other countries. So all this broodstock is being quarantined for OIE listed diseases in the aquatic quarantine facilities in Chennai, and thereafter in the hatcheries, when they are sent for production of seed, again hatcheries, before selling them to the farmers, do testing and give a negative certificate for farmers to buy, and farmers also do testing before they buy. So multiple levels of controls are there for monitoring of the disease, and fortunately that has helped us from controlling the disease. The second point I would like to highlight here is the scope for value addition in India. If probably if Mr. Mashal Al Jaki can answer this question, that would be wonderful. The value added products, especially breaded and battered products, India is ready to do the value addition, and we will be definitely happy to facilitate the importers or buyers who are interested to have joint venture with our exporters in India, and so that we can have the production of value-added shrimps, especially, or other seafood products, to start as at the earliest from India. So I would like to hear from Mr. Mashal Al Jarki whether what would be his views on value addition of his supplies from India.
Do we have him online, Mr. Al Jaki?
Yeah, I can see him. His mic is mute.
Could he please be unmuted? These are inherent limitations of the platform that we are using. It's not easy to navigate between this hybrid format that we have in person plus live. What I suggest is we can follow up on these questions and go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And I would like to inform all the exporters also. We are in receipt of more than 50 questions from the exporters who are participating in this webinar and in this event. We will definitely send it across to the Embassy of India, Kuwait, and they have already said that they will get the answers for these questions from the right people, and we will get back to you with the answers very soon in another event. And thank you very much. Asmita Madam, please go ahead.
Right. I think I will have to request Dr. Al Fulaji and Mr. Faisal to help us with answers of some more questions in later in future, and then we will get back to our participants with the answers of those. Our objective is to make this interaction not just one time, but institutional mechanism of communication in which we facilitate through the Embassy of India, and on one side MPEDA and the other side BAFN help us to get in connect with importers and exporters in both countries. With that, I think now I can invite Dr. T.R. Jibin Kumar. Do we have him online?
Yes,
Deputy Director, Statistics, Publicity and Market Promotion of MPEDA, to extend vote of thanks on behalf of MPEDA. Mr. Jibin Kumar, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Smita Patel. From MPEDA side, first of all, I would like to thank express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency Sri C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Kuwait, for giving permission to conduct this program as a interactive program between Embassy of India in Kuwait and MPEDA. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And secondly, I would like to thank our chairman, Mr. K.S. Srinivas, for always insisting to do more activities online to promote the trade and to facilitate the market promotion activities of MPEDA. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your leadership. And I would like to thank our guest of honor, Dr. Reem Ghazal Al Fulaij, as well as Mr. Faisal Al Rashidi, who has joined with the Embassy of India in Kuwait and made this program wonderful and informative with all the details provided during his presentation. Thank you, madam, and thank you, sir, for this wonderful participation in this program. I would also like to thank from the industry side Mr. Mashal Ahmad Al Jarki from Altika Group, who has given a lot of information about the trade and insights to the trade. And I also welcome him to have some kind of interactive activities with exporters in India. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Mr. Alex K. Nainan, President of Seafood Exporters Association of India, Kerala region, for his wholehearted cooperation for conducting this program and participating with his good comments and representing the industry in India. So I would like to thank Srimati Smita Patil Madam, First Secretary, Political and Commerce, Embassy of India, Kuwait. Madam was with us from the very beginning of planning this program, and throughout the program, a lot of instructions were given. And I thank Madam personally for making this program a very great success. Thank you, ma'am. I would also like to thank our joint director. Mrs. Questions which is left unanswered will be forwarded to Embassy of India in Kuwait for further necessary action. So I would like to thank finally to all the participant exporters and all the officers and staff of EMPEDA for making this program a grand success. Thank you everybody. So this will be followed by a formal session of a virtual buyer-seller meet in which we have selected a few exporters, about 15 numbers of exporters we have selected. So I request those exporters who are registered for the virtual buyer-seller meet to retain in this meeting venue, and all others, all the buyers also to retain in this program for continuing the virtual buyer-seller meet. All other participants I request you to leave this meeting room.
Thank you. As you said, we will have a break of 5 minutes, after which the virtual buyer-seller meet will resume, in which
Madam,
exporters...
you are not unmuted.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that we will have a break of 5 minutes, after which the virtual buyer-seller meet will resume. One exporter at a time from India will present for 5 minutes, 2 importers from Kuwait. But before that, on behalf of Embassy of India, let me thank all of you who joined us in the auditorium here. Let me thank Dr. Reem Al-Fulaji and Mr. Faisal for joining us here and helping us understand the perspective of a Kuwaiti regulator. Really grateful to you and hope to continue this communication with you. I thank Mr. Srinivas sir, Mr. Mishal Al-Jarki and Mr. Ninan, or other speakers of our program today, and all of the participants from Kuwait and India. Please stand by. The virtual